Hi, hey, hello. I have been pushing off starting this weekly reading vlog for just weird reasons, so I figured I'd come and talk to you guys really briefly on my Tuesday lunch break. So main reason why I've been pushing off this reading vlog is this past weekend I went to my cousin's graduation, so the whole entire weekend was that, and I didn't do any reading. And then when I came back Sunday afternoon, I did so much reading. It was ridiculous. And then Monday I did a ton of reading, and then I filmed a video for It'll Be Past Friday. And then Tuesday I've been doing a decent amount of reading. So I haven't been wanting to check in with you all because it was going to take away from my awesome reading time. But it's Tuesday and I'm not going to be vlogging on Friday. So this is literally a 3-day vlog. The reason I'm not going to be vlogging on Friday is actually because I'm going to be doing a weekend reading vlog this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you will be getting Friday. It's just not part of this video. I'm going to be doing a 48-hour readathon with my book club, so I thought it'd be really fun to vlog that experience as its own video. Let's talk about the books that I've been reading this past week. First off, I finished Providence of Fire, which was amazing. It was really, really good. It wasn't as good as the first two. I did look back on my notes and I rated book 1 and book 2 5 stars, but I ended up rating book 3 3 stars. So this is the third and final book in the trilogy for the Unhewn Throne series by Brian Staveley. The first book is The Emperor's Blades. The second book is The Providence of Fire. And then the third book, which I just accidentally... Did I say I finished The Last Mortal Bond? I finished Providence of Fire a long time ago. Third book is The Last Mortal Bond, and I just finished it. So by book 3, I can't really spoil the plot or the summary or anything, but it is this series about these 3 adult children after their father, the Emperor, dies, and they struggle to get the power of who's going to rule next. One is being trained to be a monk, one is being trained as a soldier, and one is being trained as a politician. And by the third book, the world just expands, and there's these gods fighting each other and humans fighting each other and gods and humans fighting, and it's just a crazy experience, let me tell you. Really enjoyed my read of it, but I definitely felt like The Last Mortal Bond could have been shorter, which is why the 4 stars, not the 5. I also just felt like book 1 and 2 had more shock value. Like, the whole entire series is very dark and very bloody and very shocking. Like, there are just horrific things that happen. And part of the 5-star rating is because I enjoy being disgusted when I read books, and I didn't get as much of that from the third book. I had a little bit, but not as much. So I loved it. I recommend it. Good series. I'm going to be moving on to the novella, which is Skullsworn, very shortly, possibly later this month. I'm not totally sure. And then at the beginning of July, the next series that takes place in the same world will be coming out, which is The Emperor's Ruin, and it's the Ashes of the Unhewn Throne series. So I will most likely be reading that in July, as long as I have enough bingos to purchase it. After I finished that, I ended up picking up I can never say the word properly, but it's the 6th book in Series of Unfortunate Events, and it's the elevator one. And I love that one. It's one of my favorites. I think it's really good. I read it all in one day. I basically read it while I was doing my workout in the morning. I ended up rating it a 4.75, I think. Highly recommend. I also really love that episode because Buster Bluth from Arrested Development is in it, and he's so funny. I was supposed to pick up Frost and Starlight next. I went onto Goodreads to add it to my currently reading before I was going to go to my library app and put it on. And when I went and did that, I just saw the summary, and it just didn't sound like anything I wanted to read. And I was like, why am I forcing myself to read this book? I really, really, really don't want to read this book. So I decided to push that off. I don't even think I'm going to be reading it this month, maybe in general, honestly. I know a lot of people say you can totally skip it, that it's not good. I'm not in the mood for it, so I'm not going to do it. I decided to pick up My Dark Vanessa, which I read in less than 24 hours because it was so freaking good. Oh my god. Highly recommend going and picking this book up right now. Loved it. But I hate saying that I loved it because of the subject matter. It was a very impactful book. So it is the story of 2 timelines. This girl, when she's 15, is preyed upon by her English teacher, and he enters into a relationship with her, a sexual relationship with her. And the same girl, when she's in her 30s and she's dealing with other girls coming forward saying that this teacher touched them inappropriately and sexually, and they're reporting him, and kind of the pressure that they put her under to report him, and the pressure that she feels because she has convinced herself that this relationship was something that she wanted with this man and that she went after him. And I shouldn't even say that she convinced herself. He convinced her that she wanted this relationship and that she was sexy and mature for wanting this kind of a relationship. And it's just her story of growth, and it's the story of understanding how he groomed her and gaslighted her, and how he kept the relationship going, and how she was still in it even after she knew about all of the horrible stuff he was doing with other girls. Really good. I listened to the audio, highly recommend. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. So far we got 3 books in this video, all of them over 4 stars. So my buddy read this month is From Blood and Ash, and I'm supposed to be borrowing a friend's copy, and I'm supposed to be tabbing hers, but I needed a physical book, and I actually already owned this, and I was planning on tabbing both of them, so I decided to read the first 100 pages, actually the first 90 pages on my own, and I figure I'll just transfer the tabs over because the book should be getting here today, tomorrow, or Thursday. I'm 90 pages into this, really enjoying it. I think that I definitely have some edits I'd like to make to the first 90 pages. I think that it's kind of done in a weird order, to be honest, but the writing is really addicting, and I feel like I just want to keep going. And in fact, when I finish talking with you, I'm gonna go sit and read some more of this. So this is the story of Poppy, who is the maiden. It is a new adult fantasy romance, and so as a maiden, she is not allowed to experience any earthly pleasures. And the biggest complaint that I had was in the first few chapters. The first chapter, she goes off to this brothel kind of gambling hall place and makes out with a man, and that man ends up being one of her guards, and then she goes back to the palace, and that's kind of where I'm at. I just felt like, instead of opening, okay, I get the whole entire book is fantasy romance, and so she opened up with what the people wanted, which was romance, sex, hotness, but I just felt like I didn't know enough about this world or these characters to care about that hot scene of them making out on a bed, and I feel like it would have been way more effective if she had an introduction to Poppy, introduction to the world chapter, not boring, but them doing something actionful, let's see what this world is about, and then as we get to know Poppy, then we get to know Hawk, and we get to see this hot makeout scene, and then we get to move on more with the story. I feel like right now it's on track to be a 4-star though. And then finally, after I finished my Dark Vanessa this morning, I decided to pick up The Chosen and the Beautiful, because I have the ARC. I think the book is already out, but I have the ARC audiobook for it. So this is a 1920s retelling. Well, The Great Gatsby's already in the 1920s, but it is a 1920s Great Gatsby retelling. But there are fae. It's also told from the perspective of Jordan, which is so much more interesting than being told from the perspective of Nick. She's so interesting. I'm really enjoying the book. It has an Asian author, and Jordan is, I believe, of Asian descent. She hasn't told me specifically, but the front cover, the girl is Asian, so I'm gonna assume that that's Jordan. And there's just these fae and demon blood, and so alcohol is prohibition at the time, but also demon blood is prohibition at the time. It's really enjoyable, really good, a really short read. I think it's 8.5 hours on the audiobook. I'm only 30 minutes into it, to be completely honest, but I'm hoping to finish that up by tomorrow. I am currently in the process of moving, so I've only packed a little bit so far, but I am going to be getting on that this week and doing a lot more than I already have. My life right now, reading, packing, I have my normal job, I have side jobs, I have this going on. There's just a lot going on in my life right now. I'm so sorry. I know that this noise is super obnoxious. I'm currently rendering out a video right now, and so I can't really do anything about that. But I just got this package in the mail, and I'm so freaking excited about this that I just had to open it on camera because it is something that has to do with my channel. Oh my goodness. Really taped it shut. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so there's a few different things in this box. Let's see if I can find the big boy first. This is it. So let's come over here and unwrap this. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. So I decided to finally invest in a video camera. I have a film camera. I have a DSLR camera, but I can't film because I can't see myself. And so with this one, let's see if I can find a light. There we go. I can flip it and I can vlog this way and see myself. It's the Canon EOS M50. So I liked it because it was really small and compact, and I feel like I could take this places really easily. It does have some different lenses I can swap out later if I want to. It had the mirrorless feature, and it was described as the best camera for budget vlogging. So I was like, hey, that's not bad. And I actually got this on eBay, and it came with a bunch of other stuff. So let me show you that stuff right now. It came with a mini little tripod, which is awesome because I do like filming in random locations, and this will make it easier if I want to like hold it like this instead of holding the camera. And I also think I might be able to set this up in my car a little bit easier than what I've been doing, like I did this afternoon with you all. It came with a few SD cards. So this one is 64 gigs. So I have some already, but this will be nice to have some extra ones. It came with a Rode mic, and I think this mic, yes, it has like the sound thingy, so I probably won't take this out and about with me, but I will definitely be using this at home. It came with this. I don't know what this is. It kind of looks like a weird foot, like a camera foot. Is that what you are? Oh, I think it's actually something you put on top of here so that you can mount a flash, and you can mount a microphone, and you can mount something else if you wanted to. So you're not like limited to one item. That's actually really nice. So it is kind of a foot of sorts. Strap, charger for the battery. I think these are the batteries. It came with like extra batteries. Okay, so here's a single charger. Here's a double charger with one battery in it, and there's the second battery in it. Here's another single charger. Okay, fun. And here's another single charger with one battery in it. I think I have some of these batteries actually already, so that'll be perfect. And then this box, which I've been wanting to open since the beginning. Let's figure this out. This is the light, that's right. And it came with, well, here's the user manual. And here is this like cube light, which I think, yep, will hook onto the top of the camera. I'm gonna get this all set up and charged and everything, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys once that has been accomplished. Okay, it's much later. I have set up the whole entire camera. It's actually too heavy for the little tripod that came with it, but everything else on it seems to be working. Right now I have the light and the mic both on top of the camera, and I'm recording into the camera, and then I have the tripod underneath it, but I'm holding it. Maybe I should get a video for you all. So this is what I'm looking at now. It's pretty heavy, but I have other tripods that I think will hold this better. So that's something. Oh, look, and that's my phone case. So I'm really excited about moving forward with this because I had like three reasons why I wanted to have a nice camera. One, I was sick and tired of the grain in the back of my videos, which I think I still have a little bit of. I've got to figure out how to get all of the settings right, which I'll be working on. Two, I was tired of the audio doing weird things. I had a mic that plugs into my phone, but when I got my new phone, it didn't really work super well with the new one, so that's great. But I did just find out that this one will actually plug into my camera, so I have two mics now for my camera. And then three, there are so many times I want to reference things on my phone, or like show you things or talk to you about things on my phone, and I can't because I use it to record. So that was actually the biggest reason for all of this. I'm very excited about this. It also does have a time-lapse setting, so I'm going to try to take advantage of that, maybe try to figure that out later. Is this just like too bright for my face? I'm so pale. I don't know like how to light my face properly. Wednesdays are crazy days. So I just got home from work. So my first task is I get home at 4:10-ish. I just watered all of my plants because I think Florida is about to hit an awful drought. I need to work on contract work and commissions and stuff for about an hour. And then I'm going over to my parents' house for dinner. We do a family dinner every single Wednesday. In case you don't know, I talk about it in most of my weekly vlogs. And then when I get home, I'm really hoping to catch Loki tonight, the TV show. It just got released today, so I'm hoping I'll have the time to do it, but I'm just not totally sure. And I also still want to make a dent into From Blood and Ash. So I know for a fact I'm not going to be doing all of those things. So this is how far I am into this bad boy. I did read on my lunch break today, but I flipped between reading A Master of Djinn and this while I was on my break. So where I'm at is page basically 140, so I don't have a ton to say about this, unfortunately, in this video. I think I need to make more of a dent before I'm going to be able to talk about it. So I finished The Chosen and the Beautiful today, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. I ended up rating it 3 stars. I'll start by saying that it was definitely not a 4-star read for me. I enjoy The Great Gatsby, and normally I don't enjoy retellings, but I don't think the retelling aspect was really what I had an issue with when starting this one. First off, this is a queer Asian American retelling of The Great Gatsby, and it's told from Jordan's perspective instead of Nick's, and I really liked that switch. I think that was a great call on the part of the author, but we still followed the same main storyline of The Great Gatsby just from Jordan's perspective, and I think I really wanted her to change up the storyline a little bit more, like maybe not change everything, but maybe just change the focus of the story. I didn't necessarily care about Daisy and Gatsby in this story. I cared more about Jordan and what she was doing, and it felt like even at the end, the resolution, the conflict, the resolve was still about Gatsby and Daisy, and I didn't care about that. Second, and this is probably bigger than that one, I felt like the magical realism aspect of the book was just weak. So the whole entire book, there's like fae, there's demons, blood, there's all of this craziness. Our main girl, Jordan, has the ability to like cut up paper objects and animate them, and it's such a small part of the story that I honestly most of the time forgot that it was part of the story. And then even after that, when it would come up, I wasn't sure if it was a metaphor or if it was like really magical or not, because it was so small and insignificant to the book. I would have just liked that to have had some more reason to it. I think that the queerness in the book was absolutely top notch. Our main girl, Jordan, she's never said specifically, but she does like both men and women. So I don't know if she's pansexual or bisexual or what, but also our main character, Nick, and Gatsby are both into men and women, which makes total sense. We have people who are sharing relationships. We have people who are dating multiple people. And then Daisy had a really small comment where she said that she really enjoys kissing people, but she doesn't enjoy doing anything past that. So I think that that was a little bit of a hint at a sexual representation. There was no trans representation that I caught. It was done well though, and it felt like it matched the story and it matched the grandness of the book, and it matched like the 1920s so well that honestly there were parts of me that were like, is this not how the original story is? Like, I'm pretty sure that this is actually how it's supposed to be. Not bad, not in love with it. I am now reading A Master of Djinn, which I got the arc a long time ago and never picked it up, so I do feel horrible, but I'm listening to it right now, and I think that was good because I actually listened to all of his other books. This is by P. Djeli Clark. I think I'm like 5 or 6% in, so I'm only in chapter 2. And yep, 6% in. I'm exactly 57 minutes in. I haven't had enough really to talk about the book with you all, so I'm gonna leave that until I do have something to say. I'm home. It's still the same night, but I have decided this evening, it's 9 o'clock, so I'll be going to bed within the next 30 minutes to an hour, but I'm gonna start packing up my bookcases, which is really sad. I'm gonna pack up more so the shelves that you guys won't see in any of the videos first, but if I get so far along that I am able to pack up the rest will be packed up. Oh, I'm gonna miss them, but it'll be good. It'll be good. I think what I'm gonna do is go through every single book and kind of hold it and just decide whether or not I want it in my new place. I'm kind of doing that with all my stuff. I'm gonna do it with my books for sure. 99% of them are going to be brought over to my new place, but there are a few that I've kind of been thinking about recently where I've been like, do I actually want this on my shelf? Do I actually think I'll ever reread it? Do I think it's something I could borrow from the library next time I want to reread it? If that's the case, maybe I should give it a new home. I'm home from work. I wanted to show you. Oh, you're never gonna be able to see it because I can't back up anymore. I dressed really cute for work today. Don't you just love it? Let's move. The new tripod is too short for me. There is a spider that has decided to take up residence on my window frame, and it's like in such a way that I can't get the spider out because it's like in the cracks of the window, but it's like a pretty big spider. I mean, we're lucky that I'm not afraid of spiders because otherwise this would be like horrible news, right? So it is Thursday. I'll put the light on the right side of my face. It's Thursday. This is the last time I'll be vlogging during this video. I'm very unenergized today. I spent a good 7 hours today just studying YouTube optimization for my job, which is good because it will come in handy for this, but I feel like I learned 3 hours worth of work, even though it took me 7 hours to do, and I have a headache, and I've clearly been clenching my jaw all day. So basically what I'm coming to you to say is I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like cooking dinner. I don't feel like editing videos or filming videos or even reading. Like, if I were to tell you right now what my dream to do is, it would literally be watching the Hunger Games movie and cleaning, because cleaning brings me so much energy in life, and I'm pretty sure that's a sign of something deeper being wrong with me. I did make a little bit of progress today on what the hell is the name of the book? A Master of Djinn. I made like 10 to 15% more progress into it than where I was, so I really don't have anything to say to you all about it. You know what? I'm gonna talk to you all later. This is just bad. So apparently I was just like really hungry earlier, which totally makes sense. I do get hangry, and I didn't eat much today because I was too focused on work, but I have eaten now and I feel much better. I have been doing some reading in From Blood and Ash. I'm finally on page 245. I have done the last 80 pages on audio so that I could sit and draw while I was listening to it, because I've just been wanting to draw so bad and haven't had the time. And I also need to be reading this, so I was like, you know what, I have the audiobook, we're gonna listen to it. 6 hours left, which is nice. But I was working on drawing Poppy. I don't know if I'm totally done or not yet, but this is what I came up with. Oh, you can't see it super well. I'm gonna put her on the side. So that was fun. That was enjoyable. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna call it quits on reading tonight, because I've read about 100 pages. I might finish up. I have like 20 more pages until it's exactly 100. But then I'm gonna be calling it quits for sure, because I was rewatching a few episodes of The Handmaid's Tale tonight and I just want to go back to doing that. So I'm like, you know what, you're tired, you're grumpy, you've been working hard for weeks now and you're overwhelmed and burnt out. So why not just screw everything and watch The Handmaid's Tale and get really sad and cry? I haven't been doing a great job of updating the board for you all, so this is what it looks like. I did make my first bingo. I decided to use The Chosen and The Beautiful for book everywhere because I have been seeing it a lot of places, which means that I have to switch Realm Breaker to Character Same as Me, which means I switch Series of Unfortunate Events number 7 to Author Different Than Me, and Series of Unfortunate Events 8 currently doesn't have a spot on the board, although I could use Realm Breaker for metallic on cover because I am going to borrow the library's audiobook. You know what, I might do that instead of swapping all of those around very chaotically. So that's the plan. Tomorrow I'm going to be starting my 48-hour readathon with my friends in my book club. I'm very excited about that. So that video will be coming out on Friday. I'll have to be editing this video during that readathon, but it's okay because I know I'm going to need a break from reading at certain points. Oh, I did hear back from my loan agent today and my closing has been confirmed. She didn't confirm the day and time, but she confirmed that I am approved to close. So that's a really good sign. It means that basically now they just gotta tell me the day and time and confirm everything that I need to show up with, and then I get to show up with it. You'll get to see more about that over the next 2 to 3 weeks in my weekly reading vlogs. I appreciate each and every one of you. You're awesome. I'm really excited about this camera. She's doing great so far. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books, or if you're planning on reading any of them, or if I convinced you to read them. I don't remember how my outro goes, but until next time, I will talk to you in the comments. Bye.